So until now we have looked at one transformation at a time. Now we are going to look at two of them at the same time. And our transformation is given up here is y equals f of x minus 24, and then we are adding 5 to the entire function value. So I would like to start here with the table, because if you're very visual, you're most likely kind of found the pattern already, but I want to show how you can do this step by step if visual is not quite your cup of tea. So down here we have our table, and we are taking one step at a time for right now, because we're at the beginning learning how to do that. So we are starting one step at a time. We are having this time given our points already that until now we've always made. And so let's say you've read them off your graph, you write them down, and then the first step you do, and in the way we will use it in class, it will always be left to right, the way we apply our transformations. And so we start by adding 24 to x, because we have f of x minus 24, and remember the inside is rebellious, it does the opposite of what it says. And so we are adding 24 to our x, and basically we are adding 2 years, right? 1 month, 1 is 1 month, and then 24 months are 2 years. So we are looking as if the values that are happening now actually happening in 2 years from now. So let's fill in our values here for plus 24. And so here now we have all our values for x added 24, so shifted to the right. And now the next step is, if we go back up to our function, f of x minus 24 plus 5. Now this happens outside, so that happens to, so outside our f of x minus 24, that means it happens to the y value. And remember, in y direction everything is as it seems, so if we're adding 5, we're actually adding 5. So now we take our y values and we're adding 5 to each of them. And so now we have all the y values shifted up 5. I noticed, by the way, I had made a mistake when I shifted my 0.99 24 to the right. I had also changed the y value, and I corrected that, and now the last point is correct as well. And you might notice that they're kind of independent of each other, and that is true. So if you have changes in x direction, they are independent of the changes in y direction. However, my experience is that it's best to do one change at a time. If you're very good at it and don't make a lot of careless mistakes, feel free to do both at the same time. But if you are, like myself, prone to a little bit like picking the wrong number, then it's better to do one step at a time. And I will also give you partial credit on the test, because you're showing your work how you get to the final answer step by step. So here now we are taking our points and graphing each of them one at a time, and then verifying visually that yes, what should happen actually has happened. So now we graphed all our points, we can connect them again, and so now we can see how yes, our function has shifted 24 over to the right and 5 steps up in the y direction vertically. And you might have also noticed that we changed the scale a little bit in the y direction so that it was easier to graph.